flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm good.
All right, pending issues for April 10th, 2025, volume 113, page 249, minutes for April 8th.
So moved.
Joe?
Yes.
Tim?
Yes.
Fred?
Yes.
Page 250, bills.
Move to pay. Second.
Fred?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Tim?
Yes.
Page 251, buyout of G. England at JFS.
So moved. Second.
Tim?
Yes.
Fred?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Page 252, contract with CDC of Ohio for fiscal year 2024.
So moved. Second.
Joe?
Yes.
Tim?
Yes.
Fred?
Yes.
Page 253, additional appropriation.
So moved. Second.
Fred?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Tim?
Yes. For the record, Lori attended the Mulvey County meeting yesterday. Sheriff's office.
And also June Torrent on Tuesday evening, I attended the airport board meeting at Hardin County Airport.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
And also, no topic on that, but we have to have a topic on that. It doesn't matter, that's what you have 30 minutes on the agenda. Cause this is just for your 3 minutes of after the meeting.
Jay?
Doing just fine, and how's everybody here? Good, thank you.
Well, it's a little chilly outside, but,
This is not supposed to be how April weather is. We want to see flowers blooming, not dying because of the freeze at night, but yes, warmer weather would be great. Okay, let me get to my notes here. Okay, are we ready? Alright. I talked to Brett Klum, the state auditor, again yesterday, and he said that for the remaining balance, the ending balance, whenever that is, in Hardin Hills funds, what we have left, that after there are no more expenses, that Brad, the prosecutor, will need to request from the judge, to be able to transfer that money to the county general fund.
okay.
So,
And he would request that of the judge.
yes,
And that makes sense.
right, we can't just move it over, we have to get the judge to, approve it, so.
And that is again per Brett Plum.
Yes, per Brett Klum, yes, who is the one finalizing all of the audits.
State auditor.
Yeah, the state auditor, right. Right, handling things. Yeah.
Let's see.
And he also did confirm with me yesterday that he will have what, again, as I call like stage 2 or second tier. We will be done with that part of the audit where we go through all of the disbursement vouchers, which is the expenses. He understands that that must be completed, my goal frame, by mid-July to end July, so that it will not continue on. They don't start it until the end of June, so he said, we'll get priority when he schedules it.
So, just for clarification,
Mhm.
this is the state audit for July and,
It's a state audit for 2024.
okay,
We've done the first phase where they came on site,
okay,
and that's when they did all of the revenue that came in from all of the residents.
okay.
The second stage is everything that was ever paid in 2024.
Everything has been.
We had income, now we're having more.
Right, so the state divides it into 3, I guess, different areas. First is revenue, then it's what they call disbursement vouchers,
Okay,
expenses, and then the third stage is any grant money that was received.
okay,
We did not receive any grant money in 2024. So, phase 3,
so that is for only 2024?
only
So
2024.
that one. So-
And then it's done,
Yeah.
because I said, what about expenses in 2025? He said, they do not audit that because there was no revenue from patients being paid.
Oh, okay.
So that's good.
Yeah,
So in other words, quite frankly, all of 25, there's no audit. from
No
the
audit
state
at all.
Because there was no revenue.
There was no
from
revenue, no patients living in Hardin Hills during 2025.
okay.
All right.
Plan.
I also talked to him about, to get his opinion, so I could discuss it with Rock Law. Once everything is completely done with Hardin Hills, what do you as commissioners need to do with the name Hardin Hills Health Center? Dissolving it, deactivating it, whatever the nice legal word is. From both the state audit and from Paul Lang from Rock Law, there is nothing that you do because it is a government entity and it is not registered in the state of Ohio separately. It falls under Hardin County. So you do nothing according to both of them for the name itself, because that business was never registered independently, like a for-profit business.
Like an incorporation.
Right, because it's all part of the umbrella of Hardin County that she
So I would
owns.
assume it remains a line item in Hardin County's budget, or not budget, but
It
we
existed
have other
at one
line
time.
items that
Yes.
disappeared years ago, dollar wise, but Mike still carries them on the books.
You wouldn't have to,
Yeah, he will though.
no. Well, maybe with the new
As long as
software,
easier,
Yeah. with the new software, but there would be no reason to.
Yeah,
Once
be
you
a
have-
zero,
yeah.
but
One-
once the judge transfers the money, it's
That's right, you
zero.
transfer the money to the general fund, what is left, and there will be money left, so.
Well, we don't know that.
Well, let's just say my forecast of expenses at the moment, we are, okay.
And again, once all that is complete, there's nothing that needs to be done by Hardin County as far as name goes.
That is correct, that is correct.
And that is per rough law and
Paul Lang, Rough Law, and Brett Pump.
Brett.
Didn't you once, I think I asked this before, but didn't you say it has to stay for 30 years?
30 years is what OSHA can come back and
Okay.
say, oh, we randomly wanna look at this needle stick injury on such and such. So legally, yes, those records, that's why the scanning process is so involved and time consuming, because we are a healthcare, entity. Why things must be kept a lot longer than a typical business of 7 years. But, so they could come back, but we're making sure we're okay, cause we're putting everything in the cloud. So the name itself would still be under Hardin Hills then, it would still be out there, okay?
And again, that time frame because of the OSHA is 30 years.
30-year timeframe,
Realized to go down.
right, that's the longest time frame out, that anybody could come back and, records would be gotten from the cloud.
That is relative to not only patients, but employees too,
Correct,
okay?
correct,
And not patients, I mean residents.
right, right, residents and employees.
Years.
30 years. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be around in 30 years, so, and if any of you are still commissioners.
So in other words, why, they could come back at any time during that time period and make a request.
And that's what,
Which is the need for the importance of having everything, done and put on the cloud, have it in the system, and so and that will make it very easy
Yes.
to be able to access
Yes.
them.
because everything is alphabetical by the name. They would have to request a certain person, it wouldn't just say, give us everybody,
I would think 30 years from now, there'll be a whole nother
That's
story.
right.
It's just
And I would imagine, don't be surprised. It
somebody will
could be a
mention.
completely different story.
That's right. It's nothing that I would even lose 1 minute of sleep over, the way the government changes and what's regulations today, what could be. But at least so that you're just aware, we have everything in place, we're doing exactly per protocol, so. Okay, the Huntington National Bank.
Which one?
Huntington
Huntington, okay.
National Bank, up here on the corner. They have handled the resident trust fund for all of our residents at Hardin Hills. That is officially now closed as of yesterday.
Okay.
So, it's zero balanced out. We are good from that accounting standpoint.
So I guess, okay.
Okay, all right.
How much was in there to begin with as far as before you zero down?
At any given time, because the residents' money, the government would deposit right in, electronically. At any given time, I think the highest it probably was about 10,000. And then as residents would take their funds out, you know, they request their money.
So I'm assuming all the residents have then now since taken
Yes.
their funds out, leaving it at a zero balance.
Well, we still had the initial deposit years and years and years ago when that account was opened.
That was made by the county.
That was made by Hardin Hills.
Hardin Hills.
Yeah, Hardin Hills made that initial deposit
Just to get the account
to
started.
get the account set up. And because the state required a minimum to always be in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Keep it
that's
open
still,
and
right.
Did it earn interest?
Yes, it earned interest, and so that check, is a little over $3,000. I'd already talked to Mike, and it's been deposited into the Hardin Hills funds.
Okay, and so everything then is completely zero.
Right.
And taken care of in the proper fashion.
Yes, now, the only facility that I can't babysit them anymore is Kenton Nursing and Rehab. Ever since July, that our residents that moved there, we have been working with the administrator. I think they're on their second or third business office manager to tell them the funds for their Medicaid residents, they have to make the change. We can't do it.
Right.
So their money for the past, all these months, every month keeps coming into our Hardin Hills bank account. We then have been graciously taking the money, writing a check back over to KNRC for that resident need, so that the resident had their funds. They weren't doing without. We've notified CMS, ODM, we've notified Job and Family Service, even gone in person to Job and Family Service, even as of 2 weeks ago. Their answer was, well, it takes time to change this. So, by closing the account, no government agency is going to send KNRC's money into our account.
Right.
They will finally realize
They'll find a closed door.
if that, you know, if they want their residents to be paid, they gotta, it's just crazy how many months that.
That's their business.
Yeah. And we were more than gracious every month giving their funds back to them.
I'm assuming they were the entity.
There was one account with Lost Creek, and, which is in Lima.
Yeah.
And they keep saying they've made the change with the government, but it hasn't gone through. So they're aware of it, they are responding at least.
So, okay.
Are we, let me back up just a little. Maybe this is a Brad Bailey question. I'm just wondering if we have to send a final notice that the account is now closed?
Well, our last letter to them
Your
said,
residential no longer,
we already basically gave them that 30-day notice, cause we said,
Good.
we are closing the bank account. You know, your funds for, and we listed the residents are still coming here. You must. And we never even heard back from them.
so, I can walk next door and talk to the bank president here and say it's closed now.
Yeah,
So
it's
whatever
closed.
you're doing, that's up to you.
That's right. I mean,
We
it's
gave you notice, we
more,
gave you.
ample, more. I mean, clearly, when they see us having to write a check from Hardin Hills resident trust account
Yeah.
over to KNRC, I mean,
No, we're-
our paper trail is as clear as, you know.
Okay.
So, I mean, there was just no other option, that, they wouldn't have worried about it, this could have gone on forever. Somebody would have had to have been handling this money, so this will force them to do it,
That's their business.
that's right. So, okay, how I'm handling the mail currently. About 2 weeks ago, cause it was after I was last in here, The Ohio Department of Medicaid sent out an email to all administrators saying that they will choose which nursing home the administrator will be getting a certified mail letter. And that letter will contain audit information in regards to 2023 and 2024. Not every building will get it. They are going to decide. That letter, they said, will arrive by the end of April for the buildings that are, they're like each week, so many buildings are getting a letter this month from ODM. So how I set it up is that the mail will continue to come to the Kohler Street through the end of April. That gives me the opportunity, each piece of mail, to make sure, final closing, contracts that now that we've moved over, that we're changing again in the process. Then those bills that are appropriate will go to Deb and Tori. Does that make sense? Because I only have 10 days to respond to that certified letter regarding if we are chosen for an audit. So it's critical we don't miss it. Now, of course, I'm hoping we don't get on the list because they know we're closed. But the fact that I got the email means there's still a possibility.
So you think you will get it by the end of April?
That's what they said. They said there will be no more. So regardless, the mail's coming to us or it's coming up here. But I didn't want the delay of if it comes up here and, I just wanna know about it right away, to jump on it, so.
Well, FYI, I stopped at the post office down here, got a change of address to get everything here from Hardin Hills, cause I know there's no mailbox out there, and now we barricaded the driveway, so. they're
When
not-
did you do that?
Well, I got the form.
Oh, cause I've already done it.
Okay,
And what they had me do was they had me fill out two things, change of address, and then I filled out, what they called the hold form, because they know that I may be getting a certified letter. I should have wrote the lady's name down.
that's maybe what he was talking about when I asked for the form. We haven't turned it back in.
Okay,
yet.
don't, cause that would confuse what I've turned in. What they're doing between now and the end of May, our mail, because we're waiting to see if we get the certified letter, we pick it up at the post office every morning.
Okay,
They told us to do it around 9 o'clock. That way, if there is a certified letter, we're not delaying it being delivered. So they called that a hold, and I had to fill out a hold form so that way the post office has it each morning.
okay, that's what he was talking about yesterday.
So I filled out two things, a change of address, and then this
There's a
hold,
along
And
there.
again, this goes through the end of April.
end of April, yeah. So then we've got that piece taken care of. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, we're still even getting resident mail from the government.
All you can do is forward it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not even doing that anymore, because we had been forwarding it, so now we're putting return to sender. Because we've been forwarding every month, and so that's not getting it changed. So now we started in March doing return to sender, back to CMS or back to Social Security, whoever it might be.
Would it even help if you had facility closed, return to
Right.
sender,
Well,
facility closed?
We were even writing on it, taking the time, new location, but it seemed to help whoever on the other end, nobody's, and it's just the same, it's less than 10 residents, it's the same ones that keep cycling through.
Well.
Eventually, somebody on the other end will take care of it,
But you're again, doing that stuff, return to sender.
return to sender now, because,
Well, if the post office holds it at the,
well, we'll pick it up right now, and we'll do return to
yeah,
sender.
I do it right there.
Yeah, we'll do it right then.
Under
Carry
post
on.
office and where out.
Mhm.
Well, then
Right.
for the whole mail bag full
But once the mail starts coming up here,
of, yeah,
to Deb and Tori, you know, they certainly don't wanna be getting involved with JFS statements and
Not unless they- they're-
rectifying, yeah, they wanted to, you know, to be bounced back to.
Okay.
Okay, let's see here, making sure. I just wanted to double check, the no trespassing signs,
Yes,
the ones we have is what we put up,
yes,
pardon,
yes.
put up.
I talked to Jerry yesterday.
Yes, but that's what I wanna double check with,
Yes,
because they're the ones we put up during the solar eclipse, and they say private property. Those are the ones that later on, you had me remove. Because of the verbiage, private property.
well, we can ask Brad.
Okay, well, they're up now.
They'll get the point.
They're up, we got them up yesterday. They're drilled into the utility poles, you know, at all the various locations.
And the signs by our insurance company has been their suggestion.
Yes, they want it listed right now, no trespassing.
Roughly how many signs are up
4 is what he put up yesterday.
We'll
at
check.
various locations?
If they're wrong, we'll get current or
Yeah,
proper ones.
that's all we have, yeah, so,
Take over private.
yeah. Or I can take duct tape and black duct tape, you know, cover the,
We can get the right ones,
Yeah.
whatever he suggests,
whatever the goal
but
there.
they're better than nothing for that.
That's right, they're up.
Go ahead.
I would recommend, but with the concrete barriers, you know where the incinerator is? Coming up of Jones's Road, that side entrance, where the incinerator kind of lines up, if not today, not tomorrow yet, after Friday, putting a concrete barrier at the end of that driveway so people don't go around the back. The dumpster is being picked up Friday, that's why they will still
Oh, is
need,
that-
their trucks still need access to go into the back.
Well, for security and fire and everything else reasons, we can't.
But we can't do that,
We
okay.
gotta leave at least one
One,
emergency
okay,
vehicle entrance in case.
thought maybe they could drive through the yard.
So I've already notified the sheriff's department, the police department, the fire department.
Thank you,
Yeah, so you don't have to do those.
thank you,
The mayor's office, so.
okay. Other than that. So utilities. Of course, we already started like phone, fax, all of that has already been, disconnected. We've talked in the past about there are 3 separate bills for electric.
Right.
One goes to the barn, one is the outside lights of the property, and then the nursing home itself is a separate. My recommendation is, we have to keep the barn on, I mean,
Right, Jerry needs,
but I discontinued the other 2, unless you want the property lights still on. That bill's about $300 a month. Just under, like $280 to $290 every month.
well, I would think for security, leave them.
Leave that one,
I
what,
think the same thing too, I think security and maybe that should be,
what
At least
about,
for now.
at least for now.
okay, what about the nursing home itself? That's running about $2,300 to $2,500. Now, the difference, it should be much lower this month when we get the new bill, because Jerry's gone through now and shut down everything except the internal lights that are wired, that always stay on, like emergency hallway lights and that kind of stuff. That I still don't crank, because it's gonna, you know, sump pump, generator.
I think till Bancrest releases everything, we better leave the electric on.
I would tend to agree, I think we need to wait until we hear notification from Van Crest
Okay.
as to, you know,
They still have a hold on it, and
The land option.
They have the option, and so,
Okay.
based on all that, I would say we try to keep it as much as we can status quo. You know, we'll shut down as much as we can, but still keep it up. So I think just in regards to that, maybe we should keep everything
Leave on,
going
okay.
for the time being.
And that would include water and gas to leave on?
Well, I was thinking of the gas only heat,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
we soon probably won't need heat, we won't need hot water.
The water, the only thing, remember now, when we stop the water, of course, the sprinkler system inside the building, and,
Yeah, we better keep that on. That would be another, until we get total release.
okay, alright.
Like we gotta preserve it as is when it was leased.
Okay, I'll just send a reminder to Mark and,
That's not too far.
Yeah, I would keep it
okay,
status quo.
status quo, that's right.
And this is out of respect to them too, you know, just in case.
Now, then the generator itself, the generator with the electric being on, we lose power, major storm, the building will automatically go to the generator unless you want me to turn the generator off. Because that is a separate switch. Jerry did identify that a couple weeks ago.
We better keep it.
Keep it
as
on?
is. The only thing
I think the way it is right now, we're going through these item by item, but to do it right, I think we need to be consistent and do it.
Okay.
And I guess the question that came up is the elevator.
Mm-hmm,
What kind of contract?
it's been canceled.
Okay, well, that takes care of that.
Yep, they were done February was their last visit, or maybe the first week of March, but it's been canceled.
Okay, which contract sense?
Elevator?
Elevator,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, I think they were asked for another, till lease in April, we better, or whenever we get the
Yeah, we
notice.
originally said May, they
Yeah.
should be able to release the land option if they have everything how they're
works,
playing
yeah.
it.
So I think we better wait on
But
that,
again, we're waiting until that time,
Okay.
and so out of respect to them, I think we should.
even though I know it's extra expense, it's,
we should-
well,
Yeah, makes sense.
they've put the hold on the building,
Okay,
so we need to keep it.
okay. Do we have a date at Tory for when we're meeting this month for the record? Just
24th.
24th, okay. Alright. That is everything I had, other than I will need executive session to, discuss employee compensation. But do you have anything else that I need to be working on for canceling or changing or?
Can't think anything.
I would say, it's a fair statement, at this point, Jerry needs to be the only one out there.
Mm-hmm,
So all keys that you may have or the other staff
mm-hmm.
turn in,
All-
for out there.
Yeah. All keys right now, they are right now inside the facility in the front office. Cause there's a huge amount, well, not huge, but you know, do you want all those keys, you want me to have him bring them up here, or?
Well, he needs to keep a set to the
Right.
building.
Right, he has his, but I'm
Yeah.
talking all the extras.
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say bring them up here.
So they're not left in the office out there, empty building.
Mhm.
And when you're talking, how can
A small box, you know, it's like keys to the med room, you know, keys to the offices that weren't on keypads, you know.
Okay.
Anything and everything that had a key to it, that. Okay.
Okay, I would make a motion, go into executive session. Compensation termination or contract, promotion, dismissal, and compensation is ROC, or RC 121.22 G1.
Second. At 9:55.
Joe,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Craig.
Yes.
Did you guys take any action?
I was reminded of that.
Oh, you can fill it up.
We are not allowed to take action in executive session.
So Michelle, since you're on the agenda, please feel free to set up your own chair.
So actually,
It only makes sense if we're consistent that way.
okay, I actually would, politely rescind my agenda item. After I made the phone call and was thinking about it later, there was a conversation at some point that agenda items were for business-related things, and since I'm just a citizen making comments.
We conduct business of the county in here, that's exactly right.
Yeah, and so, I just felt that I didn't want any punitive action to be taken.
You know that too, because you've been through many of our meetings. And
Right.
We're doing business.
Yeah, and so, until there's further clarification, I didn't want to construe a citizen on the agenda and then there'd be additional rules and those kinds of things that would maybe mess things up. So I just politely rescind that, and then I put in public comment,
Perfect.
so.
So we're good then, as far as right now.
Yes, she's the next 10:30 to
Okay.
11 slot, but
Yes,
she's
I
not
just-
taking it.
yeah.
So,
All right, I just need to get down the hole, that's all I'm asking.
Okay, yes,
So I just-
yeah.
Okay.
we have a gentleman coming in at 11.
Okay.
And I don't have any information to print off and give you, so he may bring stuff, but other than that, that's all I know. I have his name and phone number.
All right, thank you.
You guys name, phone number,
Mhm.
and that's, yeah, and he's at 11.
Yeah, and I just know that he's from an energy company.
Okay.
That's the one on our calendar.
Yeah, except the company name that's on the calendar is what he said, but the caller ID is what's on our agenda. It's like Salka. We were trying to look up, one company name looked like Google said it was closed. His current company name is, I don't know, whatever Google said.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I saw the same information. That
It's
it
like
was
an energy company.
some,
I don't know.
some county in Michigan that was closed.
Correct, yeah, the first name, so
Yeah,
I'm not sure. You know how they change names and.
yeah.
I heard an awful lot of sirens this
Oh, there's a fire.
Fire.
morning. Is there?
Yeah.
An energy startup company. Thinks that a solution to that problem will have generated much more energy offshore.
those sirens. There's a house fire right the street over.
It's big time.
If anybody wants to look it up, if you haven't already, ACCIO Energy. Michigan. Offshore wind energy system combines seawater and wind to create electricity. This ought to be interesting.
Talk to me.
All of you.
Yeah. We don't have much seawater around here.
Wasn't listening.
Oh, well, the company coming in is called ACCIO Energy
Come in where?
out of Michigan.
Oh, I see, okay.
Wind energy, new
Well,
technology.
if they wanna build solar panels, tell them Marion Township is the place to
They're a
be.
little late. I'll send them to you.
That'd be fine.
Do you guys have panels in Marion?
Darling, we got more panels than anybody in the whole state.
Oh, is that the Hardin one and two?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's us.
I'm more familiar with the other townships, McDonald and the ones that don't have them yet.
Yeah, I know, and I was talking, who was I talking to, you? There are 9 townships that are,
Right.
oh, it was Fred, that's right. 9 townships that don't want it.
Well, they're, in different stages. I think Buck's the one right now.
Yeah. We'll take them all, bring them on.
Does Oucher get money from them?
No, because the footprint.
Yeah, you're right.
I wanna work on that, man, I need money in out. You know that.
We told you how to do that.
Oh, yeah, we'll annex, we'll just go south, annex,
All you gotta do is anything,
well,
but they gotta be continuous land.
well, have to put a balloon stream, right? Just go up 235,
You can do it.
annex the ditch and then, right?
All you gotta just,
You think they would change the pilot for that? I mean, once you're locked into your pilot.
put it in
Oh,
their
well,
footprint.
probably, I doubt we'd have any success trying to.
Yeah. They'd be like, no way, man.
But look, I'll try anything, girl. I am not afraid.
Good that they tell you no.
That's right, I mean, that's the worst that can happen, what are they gonna do, they gonna screw me up?
Well, let's hope not.
Well, let's hope not. Depends on which day, right?
Now you can do small projects in Elder if you have any zones against it.
Well, no, we don't.
Law or ordinances or whatever.
We really don't have any, I mean, we've got property out at the water plant, maybe 7, 8 acres, but not a lot.
You've been out to elementary school out here?
Well, we do, but somebody owns that. Oh, you mean out here?
Out here,
Oh, no.
look at their solar panels behind their school.
No, I looked into it, who did I tell? Was it you? I don't know, but, I looked into it for our water and sewer plants, with a private company that was, I wanted to see enough money we spend every month is with the electric company. By far. Because of those entities. I looked into that, it was doable, certainly doable.
Just drive by and it'll give you an idea what a smaller solar, they do it for their use mainly.
We've got, I was approached by,
You know where the school is?
no,
About 53 there north end of town and turn on Silver Street. You go to the housing division on the end is where
oh,
all
I know we're talking
Yeah.
about.
elementary school and then the high school, middle school.
I know we're talking about. Yeah, well, I can check that out, because anything we don't use, I know we can sell back.
The experience I've had with that, of course, that's on my residence, is they give you pennies on the dollar, whatever you overproduce. So AEP will put a two-way meter in your house, maybe different commercial, and so you're better off not to put a whole bunch of panels, because you're not gonna get much for the extra panel.
Well, I won't put enough to, the winter time is the issue. They just, they gotta be supplemental, because they will not, from what I understand, what I was told, they will not generate the electricity to run that place in the winter time.
Well, not the whole place,
Right.
but you will generate unless it's covered with snow.
Right, and, I got a guy for that, right? But, if we could save, I mean, we're talking thousands of dollars a month. If we could just
So
save.
where we save is with a big house, is 2 coils for air conditioning.
Sure.
And we
And that's
pretty
fine.
much with summer months break even.
There you go.
We pay the monthly fee and that's it. We don't.
Well, like I said, our biggest line item is AEP, every month.
Yeah.
It is.
But it takes a lot of years to recoup what you put in a residence. That's the experience I know.
Well, I thought about it. And,
I don't know if you ever get rich, but it's
Speaking
nice.
of residents, how what's it cost to get hooked up with?
It depends, we put it in so long ago, I don't think the prices, but, I guess now probably $1,000 a panel. So it depends how many panels you have.
Okay.
So they come and look at your house and, the government has a 30% tax write-off that if you do their thing, they come and this company determines what your load is a month of your stuff running, and that's your max. You can't go over that load to get the 30% back on your taxes. So whatever price you negotiate with the company,
That does your heating and your air conditioning.
that next year you'll get to write off 30% on the first year. And then after that, you pay whatever your meter says. If you overproduce, AEP lets it go back through the meter on their line, and like I said, it's only pennies. They charge us
And it's,
$6 a kilowatt and when they give it to you, but if you overproduce, it goes back at like 10 cents a kilowatt. So there's really no payback on overproducing.
but it's cheaper than when you were paying just regular.
Well, as
electric.
a monthly AEP bill goes up, or any energy company, that's just more per kilowatt you save. It'll produce so many kilowatts, whatever your house was originally designed for, when they come out and do their survey. Then if that was, for me, it was like 10 years ago, it was like $3 a kilowatt. Now it's 6 something a kilowatt, so I'm still producing the same, but I'm saving
Oh, yeah.
more, about double of what it was 10 years ago.
It would, it depends on what we gotta shell out up front.
Yeah, it's the upfront cost, or you can, they'll
Right.
conveniently give you a loan to carry you with
You said
interest.
you could?
No, the company that puts it in.
Oh, okay.
But you'll get the tax write-off the very next year. for
Well,
that.
it's worth looking into, that's for sure, because we have a gigantic house.
Well, probably not bigger than his, his is stacked.
Oh,
Ours
his is stacked, ours is, we got a lot of room for
Oh,
sure.
okay. How many square feet?
I don't know, here, wait, I got a little drawing.
Yeah.
The leaf guard guy. Let's see.
It's, I think the coils in the winter for us is, or the summer is, air conditioning more expensive than heat in our house.
35, let's see,
We have
35,
gas, and
36.
it's gas fireplaces, so it doesn't run through our
Okay.
heating meter or our furnaces.
We have a box stove. But we're getting pretty old to chop wood and keep that thing going.
I'm just
Well, I
Lydia
did
and
that
Phil.
along 30 years ago,
Yeah, it's a little difficult now.
Yeah.
but yes, I understand it. And as you get older, you want it a little warmer.
You do. And it's miserable in the dead of the winter. We're gone all day. Of course, we don't start the fire. So then when you come home, it's freezing. And it takes probably 4 hours to make a difference in the living room area alone.
Get it back
And
up.
like, well, gee, this is not.
We blew in insulation to help. That helped on that big house a bunch, noise wise and heat bill wise, heat and cooling. Put on that, on demand hot water heater, so that cut them. It's a bunch of money up front, it's more expensive to buy it, but over time, it's a lot cheaper because you're not using as much gas.
Yeah, then you say, how much time I got? If
Or
only we
propane
knew
or
that,
whatever
right?
you're using. So, and all those, you get a heat saving write-off from the government. When you first put them in, the first year, each one has a certain, we just put in the on demand, we replaced it, but we were able, it's like a $300 off
No,
your
we don't have
taxes.
a water heater, right?
If it's
Yeah.
high efficiency,
Yeah.
you
We'll
can
see.
put in for it.
Our tax person just asked if we didn't know.
Government has a list of
What do you wanna tell me?
if you put in, they'll give you write-off.
Very tell me.
Do I have to have something from the water heater?
Yeah, it's gotta be high efficiency with, today they all are,
Right.
but ours is on demand, so it only stays heated. There's a small tank and it only heats when you ask for hot water. So there's just a delay of getting hot water
Yeah, it's,
clear across the house, it may take
So do I have to get a form to fill out, or is my tax person?
your tax person, you put it on your taxes, your 1020, I think there's how would you go to whoever does your taxes? Unless you do your own, but I don't. They take it all with somebody, they figure it out.
Okay, well,
But who knows,
There's 2 seats up at the
change
front,
the
there's 3 of you, and you can pull another chair over.
May a write-off or not. Cause it
Good
could
morning.
change, no.
Okay, I trust that guy.
Hi, my name's
Yeah.
Louise.
Nice to meet you, Louise, I'm Fred Rush.
Hi, Fred, lovely to meet you. Hello. Louise.
Nice to meet you, all right?
Rob Hawk.
Rob, nice to
Sorry,
meet you,
I'm in the way of
sir.
everybody.
There's
I
nothing.
said here, you know,
Hello, Louise
hi,
Ronaldson.
Tim Strike.
Lovely to meet you.
Okay, Tim Strike. Yeah. Two of you can pick the soft seats and, or you can slide one of
And
the chairs.
please bring up a chair, and all 3 of you can be up front.
Is this,
Well, welcome, oh, right on, please decide all that. Well, welcome today to Hardin County, we appreciate your visit today. We have some visitors here today, so to properly let you know, we have 2 people who are residents within one of our townships who are here just visiting. We also have a citizens advocate who is with us, who is listening and filming or taping the proceeds from the meeting today. So anyway, just to let you know that, so you're informed accordingly. Okay.
Hi, it's lovely to meet you. Thank you for coming.
so is this an official public meeting then?
This is a public meeting.
Okay.
We're in our pending, so we're in our bill paying business time frame.
So again, my name is Fred Rush, of course, Tim Stryker and Joe Sherman. We're the commissioners here. We've got various backgrounds, been here for going on 2 terms and a half, or I'm sorry, 1 term and a half, and I've got 1 term and a partial, and Joe just started his first term. And so we saw that you'd be coming today, so we thought we'd sit down and talk and find out a little more what you're looking at.
Right now, we're in the preliminary phases of finding out if there's going to be a receptive area for us to put a wind farm. And so we haven't decided exactly yet, just because there's some people that are gonna be opposed to wind turbines and some that are gonna be in favor of. And we do know there are wind turbines in the area. Axiona has a solar project in the area. And so, right now, we're not really settled permanently where we're gonna go.
But you're looking at developing some wind turbines?
Correct. Are you 15 above or 15 below?
15 above. 15 above, okay. To give you a little bit of information, currently, right now, we are going through a process where we are listening to our townships in Hardin County. There are 15 townships. As we are talking right now, there are, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, there are 10 townships that have formally sent to us resolutions that basically say they want their townships restricted for any future endeavors. 10 of the 15. And of that, what we do, the process that we do, is that we accept those, and then we will go through in time and review them. We'll make public notification to everyone in the county based on Senate Bill 52. And then we will have a public meeting where we will do our pending notification, where we do our resolutions, and we'll determine whether to accept or deny their particular resolution. Their resolution is stated in the fashion of limiting or restricting those particular townships of any future activity. Currently, right now, of the 10 that I mentioned, 5 of them have already gone through the entire process and have been recorded with our recorder. So those particular townships are now restricted. There are, the remainder of them are in the process of going through this. There's only 1 township that we have not actually had a meeting with, but the other 4 that we have gone through meetings and have accepted their resolution to restrict it. And it's just going through the 30-day time period. So just to let you know, guys, you know, I think I said that correctly.
Yes, sounds perfect.
So anyway, just, you know, we'll just let you know that up front, that, you know, that's the numbers. You can do the percentages to see what they are. But we are becoming, and rather quickly going from a county that has been open to one that is now being more, not completely, but more restricted.
What is driving the restriction? What are the issues?
What is driving it?
Yeah, why are they?
Basically, the township trustees in developing their resolution have determined from their constituents who have come to them, that the constituents prefer it to be restricted. So it is driven solely on what the townships have heard and what they are developing as a resolution bringing forward to us.
Is it strictly solar? I know when Jorge was talking to you, they adamantly opposed to solar, and they're adamantly opposed to wind as well.
That's what we like to know. I know there's, when people say renewable energy, they tend to associate wind and solar, but in terms of land use, they tend to be very different as well.
Okay.
So
The wind, when you're talking of land use, is a very, very, very small percentage.
Right.
As compared to solar, we recognize that.
And we understand the primary, you know, activity in the county has been agriculture and, you know, having wind energy, which is a technology that can be compatible with what the county wants to focus on. It's much different than bringing in a huge solar farm and taking away acres out of production. So we just wanna have a better understanding, like Rob said, what is driving. There's differences in, or is wind and solar being associated as renewable energy? We just wanna have a better understanding.
The resolution themselves clearly stated both solar and wind, anything at 15 above. So if they was totally against wind or solar, they also included wind. So that,
It includes anything in both entities, anything that's over 50 years.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
appreciate the transparency.
Do you have any indication on the remaining 5, where they are at? And
Excuse me.
the remaining 5 townships, do you have an indication which way they're
We
gonna
have
go?
no indication.
Okay.
We have the name of the remaining 5. We watched the meeting from March 25th, and we noticed it was Pleasanton and Hale and
UMP.
yeah, the one we
Mike.
mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we know those 3 went through that process, and I think it's gonna get recorded by the end of April 24th. That's when it will become official.
That's right.
So we know at least those 3. We would like to know which are the other 7 and the remaining 5 that have not.
you would have Washington Township, Liberty, Roundhead, Marion, and McDonald.
Okay.
And a couple of them already have, Washington already has the turbines in.
Washington Township already has wind initiative. If you go through the, it's between the villages of Dunkirk and Dola, you would see the wind initiative there. And, over by the Roundhead area, you will see wind initiatives there also too.
It feels like we probably, we're gonna see about the other 5 townships, but it seems like we'll need to take the tax dollars to a different county. Is that, it kind of feels like that's the direction the county constituents are going. They want the income of the dollars to go to another county. Is that what your feeling is?
By them presenting the resolutions that we voted on, that's what their feelings are.
Okay. Okay.
And the Senate Bill 52, it gives the county commissioners, the authority to close or open either all the townships, all the county, or sections. That's where the authority lays, but we've always left it up to the townships. That if they felt strongly enough about it either way,
Right.
that they would do a resolution and then present it to us, and then we go through the steps following Senate Bill 52. So that's why for a while, we've had projects come in, and we have what, 4 major projects in construction, 1's operating, 2 just finished, solar 2 and solar 3. Cider Ridge is now coming in under the turbines or around the turbines or that same company. So there's a company trying, doing both. They've already got the turbines up and running.
And our
And they've got
solar,
permission from the
and our Solar Ridge Wind Initiative was completed, I think, in 2021, 22 in that neighborhood. And then, the other one at Washington Township is, Hog Creek, and I think that was done about 4 or 5 years prior.
So it takes 4 or 5 years to get a project started.
That's been our experience all across the country, yeah.
And so we get pilot money. That's
Yeah.
what we ask in Ohio. We always ask for the maximum in Hardin County, so.
So those projects were most likely grandfathered in through the Senate Bill 52.
Yes, the ones that are already got past the PUCO and the siting board got their boilerplate icon. They've got the permits to build. The ones that have finished, 2, 3, well, 1 has finished through the Department of Development, got their, we're charging pilot now on that project for a couple of years now. The other 2, solar 2 and solar 3, just completed construction. They now filed with the state, the Department of Development, to get their operating by the end of the year, and then we'll collect pilot on them next year, distribute the money the year after, so. So we have a couple, and then Cider Ridge has just got permit to start building, so. They're about 3-4 years away.
And then, so the communities, the actual communities that have, for example, Hog Creek, what's the sentiment that you've heard from the communities that have a constructed wind farm? Is it overall positive, or would you say it's been a bit mixed?
Well, I'd say Hardin County been either been positive or not boisterous more than other counties, but they're still, nobody likes to build a house and then turbine comes in next to it, but, we like to let the farmer do what they wanna do with their land. They can put a hog farm or whatever, so, until the townships come to me, but, some of the counties south of us, for example, are really negative right off the bat, and, have been very boisterous. You'll see signs, but some of them have solar projects. If you go down 31 towards Columbus, you'll go through a big solar project down there, so it just depends. It's the sentiment on it changes, so all at once there's been a push by a group to have us go through the process to close it. So,
And has this process started recently, or has this been something that the township has been trying to do for a while now?
Started in December, the first ones.
Okay.
Where are those recorded, so we can just update our list?
The recorder's office upstairs.
Okay, thank you.
second floor.
Alright, sounds good.
Okay, great. Well, I think our main motive is we want to be transparent, about what we're trying to do and understand the sentiment before we, make a lot of moves, and want to make sure if we are going into a community that's going to be receptive or not, and be aware of that, so that we can make sure we direct our efforts in the right area. From our experience, we've seen a lot of benefits to the community, and we want to present that in a way that, you know, may be received well, but just, you know, I guess what we're going into in the sentiments before we start all that. So, we appreciate the chance to listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm trustee with Marion Township, which is west of here, and we have probably the largest bank of solar fields in Hardin County, don't we?
I would bet.
Yeah, Marion, I know we got the lion's share over in town on the Roundhead. I have heard some public sentiment, of course, those who live adjacent to the properties are not fond of them. But we have not done, because this was in place when I became a trustee 10 years ago. I have not, all I do know is we're trying to maintain an EMS, 24/7 professional EMS. We're trying to maintain fire. We have a school that benefits, and we are a poor community. As of right now, unless we were to hear, and we could call for a public meeting and hear from the people, we would be in favor of such a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I speak for myself.
Yeah.
But I would have to, we would have to get feedback, but right now, no, we have not done anything like the
Yeah.
other.
But needless to say, I think it would be, your best interest to discuss those with those particular townships personally, talk with it over, identify what sort of structures you have and what you're looking at and everything like that, but I would personally talk with those townships.
I think it could be very beneficial, yeah. And I think for us as well, we've built wind farms all over, but I think one of the first things we do is we try to get into the community and talk to the schools and talk to the various places where these tax dollars will directly have an impact and see what that impact is and the sentiment, because in other areas of the country, it's been, once we've overcome the initial, you know, people maybe don't understand what a wind farm is. I didn't before I got into this industry, but once they actually see the benefits that trickle down into the community, we have been able to sometimes get past that initial negative sentiment that these wind farms see. But,
Any other questions you may have?
We're gonna wanna talk to you.
Well, all I can say is, as of right now, I'm sure we will be open for discussion, any discussion. It may be shut down in a minute, I don't know. We just haven't gone there, you know,
Yeah.
we've accepted what we had, and, I don't know.
And that's why we're here, is just to have discussions and find people that are interested. And it's not one that's forced on anyone, it's an option for them, and so,
Sure.
yeah, no, we'd love to talk to you.
Okay.
No, think we'll double check with the recorder's office, which are the townships that have gone through the official process, and I guess there's no going back for them after it has come, you know, full recorded, but
Yeah.
like I said, we picked this county for a reason. We see potential here,
Yeah.
and we would like to still explore the opportunities that could take place.
Well, again, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate your time. I will. Sorry. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Bye.
I'm with the newspaper.
Yes,
Okay.
newspaper.
Business cards.
You have one business card. I just changed my phone number, unfortunately, so my business card is, and hi, I'm Louise. Nice to meet you.
Right now, there's really nothing to report.
I'm home.
We're
Hi,
just
Louise.
we're making sure
Lovely to
people
meet
are
you.
interested in the.
We're talking next week.
Good to meet you, sir, thank you.
So if I can ask, where's the accent?
The accent is British,
Okay.
so I'm from London
Take it to a
originally.
camera, Dutch.
I've been in America for 10 years now. I came out on a tennis scholarship, played in the Deep South, and then played at Colorado Boulder. And then,
Slang or accent.
So I haven't lost it in 10 years. I definitely know how to do that. It's been awesome to go in this industry and see lots of parts of America that I maybe like wouldn't have been to before. So, yeah.
pretty flat around here, our whole county is pretty flat. But just 30 miles from here, the tallest place in Ohio.
That's Miles.
I'm from a small county,
How tall is it?
Iowa. We have
I don't know
four
what the
farms,
peak is.
so it really helps our school district.
It's, I went JBS school, right off 68.
Yeah.
Go all the way to
Through
Belfast.
tax dollars, but it can also drive
Yeah.
country.
So we're Logan County.
So,
Pardon?
Reach out to you, so.
Logan
Yes, sir.
County? Okay, well,
They don't like alternative energy too much.
well, thank you for the intel, we appreciate it, and,
Thank
you
you
know,
so
we'll
much
be
for your time.
transparent as anything derives or not, so, thank you.
Thank you, safe journey for your time, thank you.
Bye. Okay, did we get your contact?
I'm not sure.
Okay, perfect, thank you so much.
Okay.
I let Rob know that you can go on our website, all the township trustees for this one. So you can go on the website.
Thank you, appreciate
You're
it.
welcome, yep, by Tori. Yep. Sorry, see you soon. Bye, everybody.
Tony, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that brings us to the end of our scheduled agenda then, correct? Okay, so we are at the end, and we do have, Michelle who'd like to make a public statement. So we will go ahead, and when you're set, Michelle, just let us know, and we'll give you 3 minutes.
You know, I was just done. Okay, guys. So as far as, you know, I know you guys made this policy, which is a little ambiguous, but yet you don't follow it. And so
We do follow it, but today,
I got my 3 minutes. Okay.
you're right ahead.
Okay, so you don't necessarily follow it, and, you know, you pick and choose who gets to speak, what they get to do. Some people get to leave their stuff on the table, other people have to take their stuff, some people can ask questions. There's this pattern of consistency on, you know, possibly discriminatory type activities. And I feel like when you
Wait a minute, wait a minute. You just accused us of something.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I
You
didn't.
said we were discriminating,
I
so
said
we're gonna get the
cop.
prosecutor.
I'm not interested in being berated by Brad Bailey. So, you guys have an option of running your offices respectfully and equally and transparently for the citizens. And if I can't even have 3 minutes to have my public opinion known, I don't want any part of this. Okay, so you're gonna have to do it another time.
When were you done?
That's it?
When's your turn over?
This year and next.
Okay.
Hi, Michelle. I'm
not,
Siobhan.
if you want it, I'm not participating. If you wanna go talk to the commissioners, you're more than welcome.
No, I'm here to talk to you to see if you wanted to ask any questions, if I can help you in any way. I don't really understand
The
what the issue is.
the prosecutor office does not give advice to citizens.
I
If you would
understand.
like to talk to them, you are more than welcome to
Okay.
talk to them. I am not the one who had the issue.
Okay, that's fine. I was just here to see if you needed any help that I could help with. So,
Prosecutor does not help citizens.
okay.
It's been made very clear. So, are you done with them?
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
I always knew it as like the administration note or something.
Yeah.
All right?
Thank you.
All right.
See you.
Thank you.
Yep. You got that?
Is your meeting adjourned? Are you guys done?
Yeah.
Meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You can set that up.